So last, like when I appeared in the exam, okay, I started my preparation late also, and I revised during the last few days. You see, GATE syllabus is not huge. Okay, if you have, like, for example, Mrinal Shrestha's numerical problem in geology book, okay, Mrinal sir's book, you have your notes. If you have prepared your notes, those are very very handy. Okay, I had my notes, so that is why I could revise through those a lot. Now let's say, okay, I think everyone has joined now. Okay, we have last one, Devasmita. But few things that you have to keep in mind. Okay, so first of all, how to utilize these last few days? Okay, that you have. What will you need to do during these last few days? That will basically make a huge difference. Okay, don't think that because these are last few days. If I have not, what would matter? Like what I've done in last 2-3 months. Okay, 5 months, 6 months, 1 year. These days are also very very crucial. Okay, you think this is the final stretch. Okay, don't relax at this stage. Okay, no matter what stage you're in. Okay, even if your syllabus is not finished, even then, even if you have finished syllabus just once and you think you're a little overwhelmed how to revise, okay, don't give up at this stage. Okay, the most important thing is, for example, during the final days, I always tell is, okay, just let me share the screen. Okay, so when is your exam date?
11, sir.
Okay, and today is 29th. Okay, so in between, okay, let's say you have 11-12 days. Okay, so these are, how many days it becomes, like today, I think in India here it is morning. So okay, so and this is a month of 31 days. Okay, let's say you have 12 days. Okay, first of all, you should start revising. Okay, no matter what stage of preparation you are in. Okay, everyone should start revising. Whatever is left is left. Okay, at this stage, maybe few topics you can cover, devote 2 or 3 hours every day. So for example, and you don't study those topics in sequence. Okay, what you should do is you should open previous year papers. Okay, whatever subject you have left, okay, just cover it from revision course. Okay, for those who are saying this syllabus is not finished, you don't have to finish the syllabus from video lectures right now. Video lectures and course content slides, no need to go through that. Try to cover everything from previous years. Okay, that will be the first strategy for whatever topics you are left with. Okay, now if you have made notes during this preparation, you are already in advantage. Okay, you are in advantage. Don't stop solving questions. Even if you have solved those questions previously, keep solving them again and again. Okay, try to find questions here and there, where whatever places you can. Okay, and in these 12 days, this is more than sufficient time, okay, to revise the whole syllabus. Okay, you can revise the whole syllabus from beginning to end in these 12 days. Just you don't have to go through each and every video lecture again and again. Okay, try to stick to your notes. Don't open slides, video lectures again. Okay, those are the things that will help you. Also, if you can give tests, okay, you have 2 attempts in test, maybe you can use your second attempt. Okay, so that will also be important. How many of you, let me use this poll also. Okay, how many test attempts have you used? Okay, how many test attempts have you used in total? on average I'm not asking like in all 28 tests. Okay, in general, let's say you are happy with that you have you some test you have given. Okay, maybe you have given 60% of the tests, and in those tests how many do you think you have generally used the number of attempts? Okay, I think this is live now. You can answer in the poll, in the poll. Okay, so most of you have used one attempt, so it is good. Okay, use your second attempt at least for, I would say, not for all tests, okay, but for full length tests. Okay, try to give those, try to develop a habit of sitting for 3 hours. Okay, because in the exam what will happen is, some of you have used two also, so what will happen is sometimes you start well and your brain gets tired. Okay, it is also, exams are also physically demanded, they are not just a test of your mental ability, but they also demand physically. Okay, so in physically also, if you are for example dehydrated, your blood sugar level is low. Okay, during that time your brain or your body almost tries to slow down a little bit. Okay, so you will not remain as attentive, as alert. Okay, so that is also important. Maybe take a small chocolate, okay, energy bar before the exam, and before going to examination hall eat that a little bit. Okay, uh, that those things will be important. Maybe eat a banana. Okay, that is also very important just before going to the examination center. So write those exams, okay, full length tests in which you have to sit for 3 hours. Okay, you should feel that you are not getting tired in 3 hours, you are able to maintain concentration. Okay, so those things. So first of all, how to utilize these 12 days? Okay, first of all, one thing is, even if you have used all your full length tests, use your second attempt, appear in full length tests. Okay, don't worry about score or anything, all those things. The important thing is that you are able to sustain yourself. So one thing is, okay, you have to sit 3 hours sitting, that is also important practice. And the second thing is basically time management during these 3 hours. Okay, time management, that is also very important during these 3 hours. So you will get a better idea. The more you will appear in a test, the better idea you will get. Okay, uh, second, revise all PYQs. Okay, at least from 2012 onwards. Once more. Okay, it should be, everything should be on your fingertips. Okay, which year which question was asked. Okay, you, if you think you know that, that is a very good thing. Okay, so you should revise all PYQs 2012 onwards once more, and do not spend like all 12 days doing this. Okay, most of the things by now in a paper you would already know. Okay, one or two things only you have to check again. Okay, revise all PYQs from 2012 once more, 2012 onwards once more. Okay, you have to do that part. Okay, so once you do these, okay, so then basically these 2 and 3 will go hand in hand. Okay, keep revising your notes. Okay, ultimately your target should be that on 10th Feb, okay, on 10th Feb after 5 p.m. you should not have to study anything. Is the exam in afternoon session or morning session?
Morning, sir.
Morning. Okay, another thing that you have to maintain right now is, okay, so first of all, after 5 p.m. you should not have to study anything. 5 p.m. whatever is done is now done. Okay, because after a while you would have studied enough that you have enough knowledge to do good in exam. The thing that will basically will not be in your advantage. Okay, that can ruin this thing is that you are too stressed. Okay, if you are studying in the right, okay, you see something new, oh, I have not studied this, those feelings will always occur. Okay, everyone gets this feeling that when you see something, okay, that when you see something, some question somewhere, you say, oh, I have not studied this thing, I think my exam is going to go bad. Okay, so those things will start to pile up more and more, you will see as you go close to the exam. Okay, you will start thinking, oh, I have not studied this, I have not studied that, what if this kind of question is asked. Okay, at some point you have to say no, whatever is done is done. Okay, 5 p.m. before the exam, okay, you say like whatever is done, relax, go for a walk. Okay, even during the days before, maybe 1 hour walk you can go, for 1 hour walk you can go in the evening. Okay, uh, so have that schedule. Okay, don't waste too much time here and there on YouTube videos and all. Okay, at this stage, you may think, you would want to watch YouTube video, maybe some lecture on certain topic, some solution, but what will happen is you will open for that lecture, and 1 hour extra you will watch just random videos. Okay, so avoid like too much of internet during this stage, during this period. Try to solve. Okay, better to ask, for example, questions in the group, or with your peers. Okay, so those are more important things at this stage. Okay, try to stay a little bit away from the internet during these days, because what happens is, when you earlier days there was no cell phone or all those things. Okay, when you would study, okay, you would study from a book, or so you'll be fully concentrated. Now what happens is, you have mobile phone in your hand, maybe you are studying from mobile phone. Okay, then what will happen is, at the same time, your some text message may come, someone may send video on Telegram. Now that video may only be of 2 minutes, but what happens is your concentration breaks. Now that concentration break, you will have to spend like maybe 5-10 minutes. Okay, to bring back your concentration to the same level, even though the video took only 2 minutes. So you end up wasting 80% of your time if you are sitting for 5-6 hours. Instead, even if you are studying from phone, okay, you have downloaded a paper, turn off the internet. Okay, you don't get any notification, you will not go to YouTube video, watch some random stuff. Okay, study when you're studying, and once you are done, maybe then you can just do the relaxing activity only. Okay, instead of mixing them together. Okay, after that, maybe you can go to you just watch some YouTube videos. Okay, go for a walk. Okay, hang around with friends. So don't mix them together. Okay, don't do those things at the same time. Okay, so keep these things in mind. Okay, so turn off internet when studying. Okay, that is important, and your target should be that by this time whatever is done. And please do not, okay, there will always be things which you will find that are missing from your preparation. Okay, so when you see PYQs, then you study that related to that PYQ a bit. Okay, what that thing is. I'm not saying like you skip that PYQ only, that I've not studied it. The only thing I'm saying is, don't let thoughts, okay, don't, okay, or you will always, this happens with everyone, there is no one to whom this will not happen. You will always find gaps in your preparation. Okay, don't let that discourage you. Okay, the one thing I asked for your exam timing is, okay, now what happens is, maybe many of you are living in hostel, so each and every one of you may have slightly different sleeping habits. At what time do you go to sleep, at what time you wake up? Some of you would be waking up at 5 a.m, some of you maybe 6, 7, 8, some of you would be waking up at 12, okay, at noon, at 1 p.m, 2 p.m. There are people like this also. Okay, now what problem that will create is, during exam day, your exam is at 9 a.m. Okay, if you have a habit of waking up at 1 p.m, okay, then in the exam you will be sleepy. Okay, you will be tired. So at this stage, okay, that is also like important for that to turn off internet is that try to go to sleep, okay, a little bit early, okay, so that when you wake up you're fresh. Okay, you try to wake up if your exam is 9, okay, maybe you have to reach at the center 1/2 hour early, and then there is 1 hour journey, maybe you have to leave your home at 7:30, maybe in some for some cases it may be 7, okay, then maybe you have to wake up at 6 a.m. So see what time you'll have to wake up on the exam day, okay. So develop a sleeping habit, okay, so that you're waking up at the same day, okay, as you will have to wake up on exam day, okay. Develop proper sleeping habit, so try to sleep according to that. Okay, develop proper sleeping habit, okay, in sync with what you have to do on exam day. Okay, it is very important. I can tell you so many stories, okay, from previous students, from my friends. For example, they were preparing for UPSC, okay, prelims exam, for example, in 2-3 attempts, okay, very good preparation, studied everything, but the sleeping habit is not proper, could not clear. Next year, instead of preparing for 1 year, okay, I think they prepared for, like, let's say 20 days, 30 days only, okay, entire UPSC syllabus. The only difference was having proper sleeping habit. That thing made a huge difference, okay. So in basically they could just qualify the exam not by like changing their preparation, just by changing their sleeping habit, okay, not sleeping habit throughout the year, but at least before the exam, okay. So that is very important, especially for those who don't like usually wake up, okay, early in the morning. If it was a forenoon session, afternoon session, then that would not have been a big problem, okay. But because it is in the morning, very important that you do these things, okay. So it's not only about preparation at this stage, okay, it's about basically that you are able to carry that momentum forward, okay. Any questions until this point? Any problems that you may be particularly facing? We have done like we will discuss a little bit more what you have to do before the exam, and then during the exam also there are certain things you have to keep in mind. Any problems you are facing?
सर, जब हम MSQ अटेम्प्ट करते हैं तो मतलब इशू आता है कि एक्यूरेसी नहीं होती। कई बार हम अटेम्प्ट कर देते हैं, दोबारा पढ़ते हैं तो फिर कोई और ऑप्शन कर देते हैं ना। तो मेरे साथ मॉक टेस्ट करते हुए ऐसे ही हुआ। मैंने 2 क्वेश्चंस किए, पहले उसके ठीक लगाया, फिर दोबारा मैंने रिवाइज किया, उसको फिर गलत लगा दिए। मतलब बड़ा इशू आता है एक्यूरेसी में, तो इसको कैसे मतलब
MCQ में?
करेगा?
इन
एमएसक्यू।
MSQ, okay. So वही है, one thing is what I've seen in exam many times. In tuition, especially first time, what you do will be right, like if you are revising it 60-70% of the times, okay. When you revise it, you start overthinking that examiner is trying to trick you somehow. How can it be this easy, okay. So some things you get confused about. First of all, if in MSQs you try to go with your first instinct, okay. Usually I'm not saying it will always be right, but if you follow a same strategy everywhere, okay, if you have made a mistake, for example, oh, I did not read the question correctly, okay, in the question it asked which of the following is not correct, I've answered which of the following is correct. In those situations you have to change your answer, okay. But other than that, if you're confused between two options which will be correct, trust your first instinct, okay. And the other thing is, these things come sometimes naturally just with practice only, okay. So you cannot have like a one strategy for all those MSQs type of questions, okay. So anyway, always attempt those because there is no negative marking, but I would say try to go with your first instinct unless, okay, it is an obvious mistake. If it is not an obvious mistake, don't change your answer, keep it whatever you have kept it in the first, okay. stay.
ओके सर। ओके।
Okay. Devasmita, for we will come to basically exam day also. Anything like I will come to these all questions. Anything that you're facing maybe trouble right now. Okay, so during preparation for your exam, basically anything not related to just like your topics or preparation. If there is none, we can then move on to the next part during the exam date. Okay. Okay, Devasmita, what should be your approach towards aptitude section in exam? I'm not able to get all of them correct. Okay. First of all, yes, in aptitude, your target should be to get 15 out of 50. Okay, that is definitely achievable. But if you are getting 12 at least, okay, if you are getting 12, 11, at least 12 correct, you should not be like very sad about that. Okay, you should start getting sad about it if you are getting below 10. Okay, that is not a good situation. Okay, and your aim should be to get above 12 at least in all the exams. Okay, that you're giving. Okay, now Devasmita, how many have you answered? Basically, how many have you attempted these aptitude tests in total? 3. Okay, 3 is not enough. So just by practice you will start to improve a little bit. Okay, try to attempt all there are 15 questions only. Okay, so overall maybe half an hour it will take you. Okay, every day. So this is for everyone. Okay, again this is pre strategy only, half hour every day. And for aptitude questions, okay, mostly for example some of them I have given to you in the tests also, for which you will find solutions. But for aptitude, because it is for example common for mechanical engineering students also, I think they also have at the same time the exam, so these solutions also you will find on the internet very easily. Okay, so again from 2012 onwards, okay, practice all of them. Okay, keep like 30 minutes to 1 hour in your preparation every day, daily. Okay, attempt one aptitude paper. Okay, it is very important. Okay, getting good marks in the aptitude is very important. Okay, so don't think that it will not make a difference. It will make a huge difference. Attempt, okay, one aptitude paper every day. Okay, you don't need to do anything more than that. Okay, because otherwise it will take up a huge proportion of your time. Okay, to get those solutions. Okay, you will realize that what things are important, for example surface area, volume, etc. Okay, probability questions. Okay, so few things they will become basically apparent. What kind of things? Maybe you should know about basic graphs. Okay, what is graph of sin x, cos x, e to the power x, log x. Okay, just revise these things. Tan x. Okay, cot x, secant x. All these trigonometric graphs. Okay, what is graph of x square, or graph of y equals to x, y equals to y square equals x. Okay, what will be the graph of this function? Okay, what will be the graph of y equals to x cube? So for example x square will look something like this, x cube will look something like this. Okay, because cube of a negative number will be a negative number, but square of a negative number will be a positive number. Okay, and if they will intersect at 1. Okay, sometimes you can put those values also. So try to revise some of these important graphs. Okay, this will be a little bit similar to y equals to root x, but what will be the difference, for example, between this and this? What is the difference between first and second? Does anyone know? Do you think there will be a difference between y square equals x, y equals to root x?
It will be plus minus x graph.
Yes, so y basically square equals to x will look something like this, whereas y equals to root x will only be defined for this part. Okay, because you cannot have square root of minus 4. So for minus values, it will, sorry. So x, sorry, in both the cases, we only define it for positive x. Okay, so the curve will be like this only. Okay, but here we can still write y equals to, so because this is a square root, in anyway it will not be defined for a negative number. Okay, so even in the first case you cannot have it defined for a negative number, it cannot be a square, it will be same for both. My bad. Okay, so even x will be defined for that whole situation. Okay, so because it is positive x, yeah, in this case you will actually, yeah, that was true, only you will get positive answer, in that you will get negative answer also is possible. Y equals to plus minus x, that is why it will be there for here also, for here also. But when you do y equals to square root of, let's say, 4, then your answer is basically 2. Okay, you don't say plus minus 2, but when you say y square equals to x, okay, then y or and x equals to 4, or y square equals to 4, then y equals to plus minus 2. Okay, so this will be the difference between these two graphs. Okay, it is initially I said related to range, it is not related to range, it will basically what will your final answer be. Okay, all right, so do these, spend 30 minutes daily, 30 minutes to 1 hour. Okay, and if it takes additional 30 minutes to see where you made mistakes, that will also be important. Okay, solve it every day, it will make a huge difference. I remember, like, in 2017 I got 15 out of 15. There were few students who actually scored more than I did in the geology part. Okay, but still I got rank 1 because some of them scored actually very low in aptitude. Okay, so some of them scored like 4-5 marks only in aptitude. Okay, if they scored like even 10 in aptitude, they would have been like topper that year. So don't ignore this part. Okay, aptitude is also important. And in aptitude again you have the math part. Okay, Devasmita, have you analyzed like where are you getting your, first of all, even 3 tests is not a large number of tests. Okay, it is still very few to make a judgment, but where are you making more mistakes, in the basically the verbal type questions which are from English, or in the math type questions?
So in the
Oh,
maths type questions.
okay, so and in the maths type, do you know like where you are facing problem? Maybe you may be facing problems in permutations, combinations, probability, or sometimes there are like logical reasoning questions also. Okay, 4 people meet on a road, sometimes questions like that also come. Okay, one said this way is going that way, that way. So those kind of questions also come in the exam. Okay, so in math type you're usually not getting correct, but are you able to solve some of the math questions, or all questions you are getting incorrect?
No, sir, I'm able to solve some of the questions,
Mm-hmm.
but then some are, I don't know. I mean, like I have read in school, but I've forgotten, and those things are happening.
So those, that is what is happening is, spend every day, let's say even like 1 hour 2 hours you can give just to aptitude, just solve previous year papers. Okay, so don't think nobody remembers. Okay, it's not that you are special that you have forgotten. Sometimes like even in job, like we are working on something so much details, even if you leave it for 1 week you will start forgetting. Okay, so that is not a bad thing, everyone forgets, but give it some time. Okay, for example, maybe there was a question that you have this rectangle, circle, and what shape you can fit inside for minimum area, maximum. So for example, if you fit a square inside it, okay, what will be the surface area of this square inside a sphere? Then you need to know maybe a little bit of properties of these, that this will be the radius. Okay, and
Okay, sir.
basically if you draw the diagonal here, okay, so how you will find out the area of this rectangle, maybe you need this side, then you have to apply trigonometry, Pythagoras theorem, you have to revise. Okay, to see solutions online, you will find these solutions very easily for aptitude. Solve for all 12 years. In the process you will revise things. Okay, so for example, you may have forgotten what is surface area of a sphere. I am giving example, I am not saying you have forgotten, but you may have forgotten some of the things, so you will revise that only. What is the graph of a particular thing? So just solve previous year questions, and after that just leave it to God. Okay, that I will see what happens in exam. Okay, for you, your job is to do things. Okay, your job is to follow a daily schedule. Don't worry too much about like what will happen in the exam or not. Okay, so do those things, revise last 12 years or 13 years, whatever you can find daily, like 11 12 days are there, so every day you fix like one, I have to do one aptitude. Okay, paper. Don't just judge after just 3 or 4. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, now few things that you have to keep in mind, okay, during the exam day. Okay, first of all, don't do anything in rush. Okay, arrive at the, maybe if you can go and see examination center, okay, sometime before the examination date, that is good. If you know already, you are very familiar with now, that's okay, you cannot go there. Okay, so you should have very clear idea. Don't arrive too early also, 2 hours early. Okay, you will get bored there, you will get tired just sitting outside. Okay, don't arrive too late. Arrive like around 30 minutes or 20 minutes, 15 minutes before the gates open to enter the examination center. Okay, so don't, and then you would have better idea, okay, whether there is traffic jam. If there is possibility of traffic jam and all, then leave a bit early. You can like wait outside, hang out with people. Okay, you can come like 1 hour early also if there is basically risk of jam or those traffic jam or those things. Okay, that day. So that is very important. Okay, arrive a bit early, but not too early. Okay, you may find some people are like revising at the very last moment. Okay, it's your choice. Okay, it doesn't usually help a lot. Okay, last moment revision. Okay, but don't get scared if other people are revising and you're not revising. Okay, it doesn't make a lot of difference at that last stage. Okay, so arrive early but not too early. Okay, that is important. You should not feel rushed in anything. You should be very calm on the exam day. Okay, try to do things slowly. Okay, don't try to do things fast. If you do things fast, your brain will automatically get stressed. Okay, so try to even speak slowly on exam day. If you do things slowly, okay, it will help a lot. If you try to do your paper slowly, you will finish it in time. Okay, if you try to do your paper fast, you see you will run out of time. So try to be a little slow on that day. Okay, because when you are slow, you will be like more attentive. Okay, you will be more receptive of things. Okay, so don't rush anything. That is why it is important to basically from your home not like start at the last moment. Okay, so that is very important. Do not have heavy breakfast that day. Okay, otherwise you will get sleepy during the exam. But what you should do is you should eat something. Don't go empty stomach. Okay, if you go empty stomach, your blood glucose level will fall, your brain will be running on half power. Okay, so eat something a little bit, like even if you eat, don't eat like for example heavy parathas on that day. Eat idli little bit. Okay, or a light breakfast, maybe 1 or 2 chapati you eat. Okay, so you have a light breakfast and have something just before the exam also, before going into examination center, because 3 hours is a long period. Okay, for your body. Maybe have a bit of banana before the exam. Don't go empty stomach. Okay, very important. Okay, your brain also, your brain is actually, if you're let's say sleeping, you're sitting, okay, you're at rest, your brain consumes the most energy. Okay, brain is one of the most energy demanding organs of your body. Okay, even though it does not do any movement or anything, so it needs energy to function. Okay, So you will be attentive. So eat, maybe don't be dehydrated. Okay, drink a little bit of water also, not as much that you have to go to the washroom during the exam, but you should not be dehydrated. Okay, so keep these things in mind. Now when you start the paper, okay, one thing that students make mistake, like I tell them every year and still they will come and say that they made this mistake, is don't get stuck on one question. They'll say I spent too much time on this question. Okay, so don't get stuck on a single question. When I and many times you may find that there are some questions which are not able to answer in a stretch. Okay, when I gave in 2017 the first 10 questions, that was I think the first year they started asking a lot of numericals. Before that they would ask only 2-3 numericals in the paper. I could not solve from 1 to 10. Okay, I was like, I only know 2 answers out of 10. Okay, first 8 like 8 out of those I don't even know. Okay, maybe I can take a guess in some place here and there. So in exam, like if you think you're really 100% sure about things, those will only be 30% questions, 30-40% questions, or even less than that. Okay, there is always a little bit of uncertainty in some questions, and you will be able to get even those most of the correct. Okay, so when you are attempting the paper, okay, so first of all, don't get discouraged even if you have basically not been able to answer last 4-5 questions. Okay, don't panic. Let's say there 4 questions came and from line you were not able to answer any 4 of those. Okay, don't get discouraged. And then maybe I was able to answer next 10-15 questions in a line. Okay, so you don't know what is coming in the paper beforehand. Okay, so don't get discouraged, keep moving a little bit, stay slow. Okay, during the exam, don't try to rush, don't try to have like, oh, I will calculate, looking here and there all of a sudden. Okay, and this you will definitely not be able to complete questions in time if you rush in exam. Okay, don't try to rush during exam, don't try to be a little slow. You'll find that very helpful. Okay, by slow I don't mean get stuck, for example, on a question. Is when you're slow, you will take basically proper decision. You are not able to answer this question right now, move on to the next one. Where you will find most compelled, कहाँ पे मन करेगा कि I have to stay on this question, is sometimes a question will come from your favorite topic from which you have studied and you always get questions right, and that is very easy, and you are not able to solve that question. Then you will get a little bit senti that why I am not able to solve this question. Don't fall into that trap. Okay, don't get stuck on a single question, keep moving, arrive at that question at the end. Okay, so that is one more thing. Okay, so don't get stuck on a single question. Okay, I tell this every year, but still students say I spent too much time on this question. So it is maybe not very easy to practice. Okay, you all know it, so try to practice this during when you're taking the tests. So during those tests, try to practice this thing. Okay, maybe like try to move on to the next question. Okay, because what will happen is if you get stuck on a, sometimes in the end you will basically not be able to solve sometimes 10 questions, 8, 9, 10 questions are left in the, you maybe have to rush through them, and then you have like only 3 minutes left and you have to see 8, 10 questions. Okay, and sometimes those questions could be which you are very easy, you are able to solve them. Okay, so don't get stuck on a single question. No question, no matter how easy, how important, how many marks, is worth spending too much time on. Okay, so, and that you can sometimes see when you're appearing. Okay, how do you know how much is too much time? Okay, first of all, not all questions demand same amount of time. Okay, so if this is a 3-hour paper, okay, and you're getting 65 questions will come right in the exam, 180 minutes. So you have roughly 2 minutes, maybe 45-50 seconds for each question. Okay, so some questions you will be able to solve in 15 seconds also. So for example, if a question is of paleontology or some easy question, if it is solvable in 15 seconds, don't read it 5 times after you have already solved. Okay, if there is a question from stratigraphy, you already know which of them is basically boulder bed which represents glacial environment. You know Talcher, you find that in Talcher. That question they have asked many times. You mark Talcher, maybe it took you 10 seconds. Move on. Don't read, okay, I will, this, in this question I was able to solve in 10 seconds, let me spend another 20 seconds on this, read through it 2 3. It is important to read the question clearly. Maybe you read it once more after that, okay, but don't read more than twice such questions. There will be 10 questions, 10 15 questions in the exam which will be very very easy, and you will think that there is examiner is trying to trick me somehow. You will answer that question and then you will read it 4 or 5 times, and you have wasted time, and sometimes in some of those questions you will change your answer in the end, and which will be wrong. Okay, maybe the one you answered in the first time was correct. So those kind of questions, 10 15 questions which are very easy, don't read through them more than twice. You marked your answer, read it, the question is correct, maybe it is asking correct option, incorrect option, which of the following is, which of the following is not. Okay, so look for these things. Okay, so but move on. So some questions you will be able to solve in 10 15 seconds only, some questions. So then what will happen is you will have sometimes more time for other questions. Okay, but in the first reading don't spend more than 3 minutes on any question. Okay, so because you need time to revise in the end also. Okay, so if any question is taking more than 3 times, just leave it and move to the next question. Okay, maybe like after 3 minutes, if you think like in the next step I will get the answer, then maybe you can attempt it, but try to avoid that. Okay, so keep this in mind. Now few types of question, okay, that you will have to take care of. Okay, question types. First of all, please remember whether they are asking if the statement is true or false. Okay, whether they are asking you to choose the correct versus not correct option. Okay, so sometimes here we make mistakes. Okay, sometimes here we will make mistakes. Okay, so you have come to the right answer, maybe you choose the incorrect one just because you did not read the question carefully. Now in numerical aptitude type, okay, sometimes please remember, okay, many times they will ask you answer in percent. Okay, you will calculate 0.25 and enter 0.25 and move on. No, maybe your answer was 25%. This happened to me also. Okay, versus decimal. Okay, so please keep very very important, after you have solved the question, make this a habit. For each and every question, read what is after the fill in the blank. That part you should read twice. In what format is the question asking the answer? Okay, whether it is in percent, whether it is in decimal. Okay, whether it sometimes they may ask in per mil. Okay, so that part is very very important. Okay, similarly, just because you have percent and decimal, okay, basically rounding off to 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places, do this in last step. Okay, when you are solving a question, don't round off. Okay, let's say they are asking you for 2 digits. Okay, so see, there are sometimes in the intermediate step, okay, many times you'll get, let's say, answered that x comes out to be 25/7. Okay, and then y is, let's say, somewhere x square by square root of, let's say, whatever it is coming, let's say 2x square. Okay, so many of you, what will do is you will calculate this in decimal places. Okay, so maybe it is coming out to be 3.5 something. Okay, okay, so like this you calculate that, and then you will square in the end. Okay, and some of you, basically what will happen is, because there will be many digits behind this, okay, you don't know what it will round off to or what range they will give. Okay, other option is you do 225/7 squared. Okay, you can write this also, or if you have already solved it, you will do 2 into 3.57 squared. Okay, which of these do you think is better way?
Last one.
Last one. Okay, so this way. So keep this part like this only until the last step. Okay, because sometimes what will happen is, because there were some digits here and then you squared it, so those errors, small errors, maybe there was y, there was z value also, so they will start to accumulate. Okay, so your answer, there is a chance it may fall outside the limits of the answer also. Okay, so and even if you're doing like this, okay, if you have to round off to 2 digits finally, keep at least 3-4 digits. Okay, so keep 2 more digits after this in this step, so that your error is less. Okay, so don't round off to 2 digits in these steps only. Okay, round off to 3 or 4 digits during these steps. If you are calculator, basically you have already used the calculator and you know the answer for this. Many times actually you'll find, like if you're writing now 4 digits, even typing in calculator will take more time. Okay, few more things. Okay, so first keep this in mind, rounding off and then solving those fractions, try to keep it to the last step. Okay, for the last step you try to solve this in the last step only, don't try to solve it in steps before, otherwise you will start to have those rounding errors. Okay, keep that in mind, read very carefully what they are asking, round off to 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places, that is very important. Okay, so don't leave your answer in integer if it is asking you to round off to those values. Sometimes they may ask you integer value, or sometimes in integer values they will not give you a range. If the answer is 25, they will not give from 24 to 26. Your answer has to be 25. They will give from 25 to 25 only. Okay, so keep that in mind. Sometimes that accuracy is demanded. You have to get to the correct answer, and in those situations you actually do get that correct answer only. The fractions and all those things, they are perfectly able to cancel out each other. You get proper factors in denominator, and also those things will happen. Okay, so accuracy is very important. It depends also sometimes how the paper is set. I've seen like years where the range was pretty generous. Okay, so for example, if the answer is, they asked you to round off to 2 decimal places, let's say the answer is 24.56, so they will give like, let's say 24.00 to 25.00. Okay, some years I've seen this kind of question, they will give correct answer from 24.55 to 24.57. so these things happen in GATE. Okay, your objective is to get to correct basically as accurate as possible. Okay, so that should be your objective. Okay, but if you find both these kind of situations also in PYQs also, you'll find these situations. Okay, so ultimately do these things when you open the paper. Okay, nobody knows, sometimes GATE paper is very easy, sometimes it is very difficult. Okay, if it is very difficult, you do not have to be affected by it. Okay, if it is difficult, it will be difficult for everyone. Okay, and what will happen in difficult paper is, half the students will just get dejected. Okay, they will get sad, they will get stressed that the paper is too difficult. So half of the competition will be over at that point only. Okay, if paper is difficult, we see huge variations. Last year paper was easy, before that it was slightly difficult, so we see huge variations in cutoff and toppers marks also. Okay, so that part will be there. Ultimately your objective is, okay, if it is a difficult question, it will be difficult for everyone. My idea is to basically, no matter how difficult the question is, there will always be easy questions. Okay, if you're able to solve all those easy questions, get good marks, and then do basically well in some questions for which you are 80% sure, 50% sure, 40% sure. Okay, you will be able to get some of those also correct. Okay, so don't get too stressed about like this question, oh, I've never heard of. There will always be, okay, there will always be question which you have not even heard of. Okay, that will always be there in exam. Don't get worried too much by seeing those questions. Okay, all right, any questions at this stage? Okay, another thing, sometimes you will be used to you will be tempted to overuse calculator. Okay, let me tell you, sometimes it is faster to not use calculator. Okay, it is faster to not use calculator in some situations. Okay, so what sometimes you will, when you get into that habit, okay, when you're attempting test, try to do simple calculations without using calculator. Okay, so if the question is simply, okay, let's say 56 minus 50 divided by 20 into 100, you have to calculate this percentage. Those who will, you try yourself. If you start using calculator in this question, you do 56 minus and all those things, you will return this answer a lot slower. If you just do, okay, 6 by 20 into 100, or it could have been 4 by 50 minus 52, okay, so it will be basically 60 by 2, okay, 30%. Solving it this way will be much faster, okay, than using calculator. If you start applying calculator here, some people will start applying calculator here only. They will type 56, they will not even do 56 minus 60, because you will get so used to calculator. So try to minimize use of calculator also. Try to use it only for situations where there are lengthy calculations, okay. Calculator makes you slow in exam, it does not make you fast, okay. It will only, if you have to calculate square root of 393, okay, yeah, use calculator in that situation, but don't use calculator in these situations. It will make you a lot slower, okay. Please keep that in mind. If you have still given tests, please keep giving those tests and try to solve as many questions as possible without calculator. Calculator should be kind of your last resort, not your go-to tool every time you have to do a simple math calculation, okay. Moinak, for test series solutions, go to your documents section, okay. So there you will find some of the tests, basically, let me see, are in PDF format solutions, okay. So there will be a documents tab over there. Some of you,
Sir, for
yes,
last three tests there is no documents.
so for last 3 tests, okay.
Yes,
One
sir.
thing, okay, I will upload that also. One thing that you can all do is, first of all, try to update your browser. I've seen, like, for some people those solutions are appearing actually, okay. See if that solves the problem. Otherwise I will upload those solutions today, okay.
Sir, since I'm traveling,
Yes, Santosh.
my network is unstable. Since I'm traveling, my network is unstable, sir.
Okay.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you, Santosh.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. Can you please upload this lecture, just the video afterwards?
Oh yes, I will upload this video afterwards. No problem. This is getting recorded, so I will upload it afterwards, okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So for this kind of situation, what do you think? How many of you tend to solve these kind of questions, like use calculator only in all situations, or do you do like many calculations with hand only? Okay. Anyway, any other questions? Okay, so anyway, practice those full length tests, okay, as if it was an exam setting, okay. Don't let those go off just like that, okay. Overall, how comfortable do you think you are, like, in questions with stratigraphy, paleontology, those kind of questions? Triple junction problem in test to structural geology. Moinak, I'll take these technical questions. Maybe I can take one more lecture here, okay, or just ask those in the group, okay. I will try to upload. Right now I don't have like those test series open in front of me, okay. It is not easy to basically get to all those questions from here, okay. So those things, okay. So just send that in the group. Pankaj, like I know, like for stratigraphy and all, sometimes these can be problematic. What you should all do is, okay, for especially not for all topics, okay, for stratigraphy, okay, so I can send you that document also. So let's say I don't have it with me right now, I may prepare it. So from, let's say, if you have like Asif Saeed, it does not have numerical problems and all. So in the end they have given some previous year UPSC questions, okay. So first of all, solve your GSI questions also, okay. So for example, which have been asked in GSI prelims, solve as many questions as possible from stratigraphy. No need to revise stratigraphy from start to end, you will always forget it, okay. That is not a good strategy. So what they have done is, at the end of that book, okay, actual questions, the quality is not that good, but there are questions from, let's say, past year civil services examinations initially, okay. I think before 2014 or even like 10-15 years back, UPSC civil services, they used to ask optional even in the prelims exam also, okay. So in prelims exams you had to write optional, so there they used to ask objective type questions. So you will find some objective type questions from 2000, 1999, okay, those years, from geology. So for subjects like this stratigraphy and paleontology, just solve those questions blindly, okay. Don't worry too much, study a little bit about it, okay. Where is Bijli formation, for example, found? So you think the type of questions, okay, what is the age of mud quartzite? So they try to ask those questions again and again, okay. So some important formations name, they will automatically come. So just revise those, pick up those previous year paper questions, spend one day on stratigraphy, for example, maybe one day on paleontology, okay. So that is a good revision strategy. You will get to, basically, you already have gate questions from stratigraphy which you have solved. You would have seen like many times they like to repeat from certain themes only, okay. Similarly, you will get more practice from there, that is more than sufficient, okay. Even after like studying all this, if you are not able to solve question, you can be sure that 90% people will not be able to solve it, okay. So for few things, okay, you can go through those like questions at the end, which are there at the end, okay. Okay, Deoni, if our answer came 6.0328 or 6.015 in the question, nothing is said about decimal place. If nothing is said about decimal place, usually there will be something about decimal place. I may have put in some test series, I may have forgotten it, okay. You can maybe write up to 3 decimal places, okay. You can write, for example, 6.033, okay. If the answer is 6.015, okay, you can basically write 6.02 or 6.01, both will be accepted as correct in the exam. There will be some range, okay. But if nothing is given, let's say by chance, enter up to 3 decimal places, no need to enter after post 3 decimal places, okay. And some, I don't know like how many, some people also get a little bit like at the start of the exam, a little bit stressed, basically heartbeat increases and all. So practice a little bit of like breathing exercises, take deep breath, okay. And you don't have to take deep breath like when you reach, maybe even before the examination center, okay. So you're outside, meditate for a minute or two, okay. Those things actually help. Maybe meditate for 5 minutes, okay. So that those things are important to just like calm down you a little bit, okay. Trilobite coral, trilobite is also not there in the syllabus for GATE. I think trilobite is important, okay. I would say study a little bit about these, okay. Don't just like leave everything. If it is not in the syllabus, it is actually less likely, okay. Try to stick to the syllabus. Trilobites, so you have to study, okay. So you're asking just about the ecology part, or like?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Because it is not given in the syllabus.
So if ecology is not given, you can skip that part if it is not there in the syllabus, okay. There is no need to go for each and everything. Anyway, in GATE exam, it's not like GSI prelims where from each topic you get like 12 questions. Here you get 1 or 2 questions, 3 questions maybe from one topic. So it's not like if it is taking too much time, it does not take it is not important to rush to each and everything. You will get like more benefit from revising what you have covered until now, rather than like picking up like where are gaps in your knowledge. Okay, so just try to revise what you have done. If it is not mentioned in the syllabus, you have not studied, there is no point in studying it at this stage. Okay, and this is for like most of you who have covered the syllabus. You will get more benefit from revising what you have already covered rather than filling gaps in your knowledge. Okay, maybe this is left, so a little bit here is left, little bit there is left. Don't fall into that trap. Okay, it is more beneficial just to revise everything, keep revising everything again and again. One thing that will happen is if you revise more than once, even in exam you will have to spend less time on questions. Okay, and if you have more time in exam, if you are able to finish your exam on time, you definitely will get more marks. Okay,
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, last year you predicted that most of the questions will be theoretical, and it was like that only. So, sir, can we expect in this year also?
Did I predict like most of them will be non-numerical, theoretical?
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, in the 2022, there's a YouTube video.
I don't know. I, I don't like those kind of predictions. Maybe if I made it was not a good thing to do.
Okay, sir.
Right? No, don't try to predict exam. You will get very surprised, and if you get surprised in exam, your exam will not go good. Okay, anything can happen. Gate we see a lot of variations. Okay, so overall, exam like yeah is you have to expect the worst. Okay, in exam worst can happen. Okay, so we see huge variations in gate paper. Okay, last year paper was pretty easy. Okay, lot of students actually scored even above 70 some in last year, and it happens also with many people that it used to happen me a lot. Like when I take exams at home, I always used to get less marks, but in examination center I get more. Some people they get more exams at home, and in examination center they get more. Okay, it is related to basically sometimes how concentrated you are, how not concentrated you are during that stages. Okay, so that thing is there, but like be prepared. Like there can be a lot of numerical. Last year I think few predictions I may have made was basically because of the pattern change now. Okay, so the
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
number of questions
Those were
have
correct. Yes, sir.
yeah have basically increased somewhere, decreased somewhere, because one marker questions now they are asking in geology. So of course those will be theoretical type. Okay, so those things are valid for this year also. Okay, so because they are asking those one marker questions, and number of questions have decreased overall. So number of questions, actually I think now you should have actually less problems in solving the paper. Okay, because number of questions is fixed. Okay, what kind of questions take a lot of time? For example, geophysics used to take time to solve some of those questions. Okay, which were in part A there used to be numerical, which are only 1 mark. Now there most of the questions in part 1 will also be numerical. Earlier also they used to be numerical, but there used to be 25 questions. Now how many are there? 16. So that in part 1 the number of questions has reduced. Okay, including aptitude, and then you used to get 35 in the other part. So that 35 has increased. So that increase is mostly objective type, and the decrease is more of numerical types. Okay, so some balance will shift there, but don't think too much about that. Okay, in exam whatever will happen. It will not change anything, even if you know there will be more subjective type or objective type theoretical questions. Okay, it may not change too much overall in your preparation. So just keep that in mind. In exam there can be a situation where you think the paper is too hard. Don't get discouraged at that stage. Okay, if you are feeling that, many other students will feel the same. Okay, so don't get discouraged by those things. Anything else? So coal geology, some of you requested the topics. I think I uploaded those also on your portal. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we will do one more class now. Okay, try to follow some of these tips. Okay, ultimately you have to be practical also. Sometimes also don't get discouraged if you're not, say, I'm not able to follow this particular way which sir told. Okay, this is not good. Don't take too much stress. Okay, be a little light. These are like tips. Each and every one of you is different. Okay, everyone has slightly different learning strategy, learning rate, the way we work. Okay, each of us individuals is different. Okay, and we are similar in some ways, we are different in some ways. Okay, so there is not always, like, it is not like a medicine paracetamol you give to and your temperature will come down. Even paracetamol does not act same way on everyone. Even medicines act differently on different people. Okay, so there is not that this is like will work, each and everything will work with everyone. You, after a while, you know yourself much better than anyone. Okay, these are general tips. You see if these things help you or not. Okay, okay, if there are no more questions, okay, we will stop the class here. I will take one more before the exam, see like how you guys are all doing. Okay, all the very best for the exam. Okay, so I hope you do wonderfully, and see you all in the next class. Bye everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.